Okay, so we realize that this is only going to be fun to watch if these are like 3 to 5 minutes long. So we're setting a timer for ourselves. So we have 5 minutes.
All right.
Okay. So this episode is about explaining what is the now paradigm and what is the spiritual adventure. So,
all right. So what we were thinking in terms of the now paradigm is there's like the old paradigm. And I think all of us have sort of seen where that old paradigm goes. The competition, the, some people win at the expense of other people losing, this isolation and feeling like we're all alone and separate and all this. So I think we're all so fortunate to be able to witness where that paradigm is leading us as individuals, as a country, as a world, as a planet, Then I think, so the now paradigm is basically saying, okay, there's this old paradigm based on very ancient spiritual and universal laws. It's old, but we're going to apply it to now. So what does living that paradigm and those principles look like in today's world? So the fundamental, like the basis of it is that we're all energy, that everything is energy, that we are all connected, and that we're basically spiritual beings in a physical body.
yeah.
Okay, so those are like some of the assumptions that we're making as we're talking about this. Now, what does that actually mean in this world, in this life? How do you then, if we're all one and we're all energy,
Spiritual.
and we're all supposed to follow our heart and let our heart guide us and lead us, what does that look like? What does that look like when you're creating a business? What does that look like in your relationship with your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend? What does that look like in our sexuality? What does that look like when we're raising kids? What does that look like giving birth? What does it look like, all the different aspects of our life? How do you actually apply those principles and then experience the joy and the bliss and all that we're supposed to experience as spirits here on earth?
Right. And it's like navigating the physical plane and the physical responsibilities with wanting to have a spiritual life, a spiritual adventure. So, like, what does it look like when, the other day, when we're in the car and we've got 3 kids screaming at the top of their lungs and we're, like, driving down the road? What's our option there? Like, what are we supposed to do? How do you stay spiritual? How do you stay in a place that is empowering?
Right. And creative.
And creative.
And not get sucked into the drama and the, like, kind of really not that enjoyable situation. How do you make it really like every situation's enjoyable, everything?
How do you transcend all that?
Transcend.
And not make that like, well, that's reality.
And that's bad.
Yeah, right.
It's really just a teaching tool and a lesson, so how do we learn it? Anyways, so the whole point is, how are we, as two little families that have come together, navigating the now paradigm? Like, how do we do it now? It's not like in the future. We're not planting seeds so our kids get to live in this beautiful world. I think that...
I mean, that'd be great. That's a part of it.
Well,
but it's not why we're doing it.
No, because I think that we came here basically at this time. Our spirits knew we were going to come into like a pretty like discombobulated situation. I mean, with everything that's going on in the world, we knew we were coming at it like this critical juncture.
Right.
And we came because we thought that we would be able to make a difference, and we would be able to carve a new path. And I think that that's what we're going to talk about in this series, is how we're doing it. And really not so everyone just sits there and watches us, because that's really not the point. The point is so that you feel inspired to do that in your area and where you're living in your life, so that we can all be doing this together, because that's how we're going to change the current paradigm, the current mainstream paradigm, into something that works and serves us and supports us and people and our children and even us. Like, we still have a lot of life to live, so let's make this world the way we want to live in it.
Right now. Yeah. And I think a big piece of that, too, is that there's a certain amount that we have to do alone, which is the inner work and the inner journey, but it won't work unless we're all doing it, unless we're all aware, and unless we all believe that it's possible. So I guess part of us doing this is like, well, is it possible?
Is it possible?
Can we do this?
And what does it look like?
And what does it look like? And then we'll let you know what we experience, and we'll all go from there, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
So, okay, perfect. We have 23 seconds left, so I'm going to cut us off.
Phew.